Now in Pazi, normally we come across this two words, two alphabets, DE in a chart, right? And immediately students think, what does DE mean? And then when we translate DE to them, they get very frightened because DE means Hong Mong, death and emptiness. So the moment they see death and emptiness, oh my God, this means something bad. The problem with Pazi is they use words like that, but it actually doesn't really mean it's something bad. So DE, a more sort of a better way to represent DE, death and emptiness, which is Hong Mong, direct translation, should be void. Okay, void palaces. So now, when you're reading your Pazi chart, some of the sections in the chart might have the words DE. That means that's the void pillars, okay, or void animal signs. Now, traditionally, if you follow tradition, a void means whatever that is inside that palace or that animal sign, the components. Now, inside every animal sign in your Pazi chart contains a set of goodies, okay? This is the best I can explain to you. So a bag of goodies is like, because they have three main stars or two stars, such as sometimes direct wealth star, it might be a influence star, it might be a relationship star, whatever, right? So the group of goodies. And then there's Sansat is the auxiliary stars, which is additional things. So when a palace or an animal sign is in DE, in void, it means that whatever is inside here becomes lesser effective, or the intensity of whatever inside could be sort of a 50-60% nullified, and or whatever that you're supposed to gain from here becomes harder to get because it's like it's in a pit or in darkness. Void is darkness, right? So that's one of the interpretations. Now I know you probably think this is bad, isn't it? Not necessarily, it depends on what is inside. What if out of the 8 characters, and inside your DE, are negative stars, like time bomb, for example. Now, I'm just using a metaphor as time bomb, or maybe something really drastic, such as cancer, right? An element that represents potential cancer, and it's in void. It's actually a good thing. So, which means your chart is structured in such a way, the bad thing is now in a bottomless pit. It doesn't affect you, or it's like 60 to 70% of the negative energy, it's not there. So it doesn't have that impact on you. So a void is not necessarily a bad thing, okay? So that's one. Now, suppose it is something good because it yin and yang, right? It can be a void to, it's a DE to a good star perhaps, right? Then you probably think, shit, there's something good in my life and I can't get it. It's gonna be this lack of satisfaction, isn't it? Because there's something I cannot reach and never will reach. What if it's my love palace? What is my relationship? Does it mean that I forever will never achieve happiness? Okay, now there's a way to overcome this. In fact, it's easier to overcome this because when we say the great void, we are talking about non-duality. We are referencing cosmic creative source, or the universal mind, which is the great void. So if you want to seek answers to this, it's about understanding the spiritual aspects of achieving true unity in terms of what is spiritual wealth or a spiritual connection with someone, a deeper soul level connection. So it may be a bit harder, but once achieved, it creates that long-lasting connection. So spiritual path, in other words, spiritual path is the answer to that, whatever that is void. So it's not actually a bad thing. And especially in period 9, a lot of people are moving to wellness, spiritual awareness, and so forth. So having a void or a DE in the chart, actually it's helpful in some ways. That means you have a sort of an inner desire to seek answers to unknown. So you are a seeker instead of the all-knowing, already egoistical person who knows it all. A lot of people who are absolutes in life, I already know this, I don't need that. The absolutes are the ones that don't learn anything. If you are a seeker of knowledge, a seeker of truth, a seeker for answers to some of these aspects of life, that's why you're studying Pazi and you have DE in your chart, you will soon move the path for spiritual enlightenment, because that's about seeking what you don't already know, seeking answers, seeking improvement. So DE is a good thing. So it's not always a bad thing. And in fact, DE, for example, some people are very afraid of a clash. I've got a clash, but if it's DE or void in the chart, the clash is irrelevant. There's no clash. It's void, can't clash, okay? So I like to see the positives in things, right? Especially when now DE is super good when it comes to ideas about investing, ideas about making financial decisions, about career decisions. Because once you understand this, you can also avoid pitfalls in investing. You can avoid major mistakes in career decisions. So it makes sense for us to understand how does DE impact us on a sort of a dynamic or yearly or monthly aspect of if you're making those choices, especially when you're trading, for example, or you're making very important financial decisions. You want to be able to look at those types. Okay, now of course this is a topic for further studies, but this just to give you an idea of what DE means in your chart.
Check inside the description for the link.